Morning, guys. We're going to talk about something that, unfortunately, we have been pretty good at around here. When you have a lot of projects, when you have a lot of vehicles, when you have a lot of anything, stuff tends to sit. And you need to take care of that. Sometimes it's inevitable that they're going to sit, but they got to sit the right way. And that's what we're going to talk about on this week's Tuesday Morning Tech Tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. When I say they got to sit the right way, I don't mean like, oh, you got to put them inside, you got to wrap them in bubble wrap, or, they got to look good displayed out like in your garage or what. It's not what I'm talking about. You do what you got to do. Not everybody has a garage. Not everybody has whatever. Some people put it under cover. Some people do whatever they got to do. And I'm lucky enough that I do have a good-sized shop, and I can store things in them. That don't mean I'm doing it right. And I'm going to show you 3 examples. You ready? There's one. Seems like it's legit. Sitting in the corner, no problem. Well, here's the other 2 right here. This guy's up on the lift. Well, what's the problem? I'll flip you around here in a second to show you all the problems. This guy, we just learned what some of those problems are, and they're still dripping down there as it is because I didn't do any of it right. I mean, it might seem like I did. I definitely did not. Let me show you on this guy. You'll see it right away. Maybe you won't because it actually looks pretty good on the camera, but you can see how dirty it is, right? Lots and lots of dust. That ain't nothing, guys. This dude has been sitting for a hot minute and is covered in dust. And who knows what else. I mean, that guy's for real. What am I even doing, right? Some things I did right. I got this sitting so it's not messing the paint up. Cool. I had made sure it's tied down, not just counting on this guy. Think about that. This mold on my tire. Oh my God. So you can see all this. It's very, very dusty, right? Why didn't I have it covered? Other than the fact that I'm an idiot, I don't know. Right? This should be. There's some shine under there. It takes a second, but it's there. You're not going to like this. I say that because I don't like this, but take you around here. There's a break, right? What's going on there, guys? What is going? Ugh. Not good. This guy wide open is probably not good. Here's a little better. That tire is. I don't think she's going to hold. Well, she's got a tube in there. It'll probably hold air, but you shouldn't ride it. That is not stored. That's neglect, guys. Sorry, girl. Absolute neglect, guys. No 2 ways about it. And I got nobody to blame but myself, right? That's part of what happens when you have a whole bunch of projects. And I see guys actually leaving comments and bitching about some of the bigger channels, like Vice Grip, right? That dude is awesome. He puts out awesome content constantly. He's huge. He's a super nice dude. All sorts of charities. He gives away vehicles. But people still bitch at him because, man, you got this car running that was sitting for 100 years in a field and drove it home and let's let it sit there. And it's kind of been getting to him lately. He's actually mentioned that in a few of his videos, like, hey, we're going to sell some stuff. We got to do some things. I can't. That's not what it's all about. And he just got so wrapped up because that guy's busier than probably anybody else on the planet right now. So he's doing all his stuff and, it just runs out of time. So clearly I'm nowhere near that level of anything that he has except for some neglect, right? That shovel has been sitting for a minute. I haven't had that thing started in probably damn near 10 years. Pretty close, right? However, I do go over there and run the kickstart so it cycles everything. I do that probably a couple times a month, right? I got the motor sitting in the back. The LS motor that's sitting there that we pulled out of John's truck, I don't do anything to it. It just sits there. It's got a spun bearing. It's got to get built if we ever decide to do anything with it anyways. So I don't do nothing. The small block that's back there, I think of it as I do. Now, whenever I do that, I go over and I crank that one too, just so things don't sit. You see the vehicles outside. I don't do that on a lot of them. I do on the Le Mans. I crank it over, and let it run and stuff. You guys have seen on videos. Those shorts that I make that you see with that car running, that's because it's been sitting, and I'll fire it up, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll make a short out of it. John's Dodge over on the side there, I do the same with that. I don't deal with my Dodge. I started it a couple months ago. I just don't think about it. I don't know why, but I should be spending over the motor in my '53 Pontiac because that's like a 40,000 original miles on that thing. But I haven't been doing that. No, wait a minute. I drained the oil out of that one. I did do that. That might help. Either way, that one I stored properly a long time ago, and then it got stored improperly. And, well, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me show you what happens when you really store stuff improperly. Let's go over here to Forgotten Alley. This guy we drive all the time. We don't got to worry about it. Guys, 53 Pontiac Chieftain, right? You guys know how I love this car. I mean, maybe I love it a little bit, but man, I'm like one of them abusive relationship guys right now because I damn sure don't show it. So there's a whole lot of Bondo on this thing. Some of it was put there by me, some of it wasn't. These things happen. You know what shouldn't happen? That's a hole, guys. That's the hole right there. This was a California car, 53 original miles, 53,000 original miles. Hole right there. This duct tape worked out pretty well, didn't it? Hole right there. This is the roof, guys. What the hell am I doing? That's not on. I probably shouldn't even look in here. Oh, there's my vice grips. You never see them rust up there. Oh, son of a bitch, it's getting worse. Right there. This shouldn't be sitting like this. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. The other side's the same way, guys. The other side of the roof, same way. So I bought that car out of a warehouse in West Covina, California. Inland Empire. Kind of like halfway between Inland Empire and LA. Like right in the... Yeah. Route 10. Andrew was in a car seat asleep when I winched that thing on the trailer, if that tells you anything. It was the first old hot rod I ever bought. Bought it off of eBay for $950, I think. And 53,000 original miles. Sat in that warehouse from 1986. There wasn't any rust on it. There was, of course, surface rust. There was no rot at all. It had a complete interior in it. It's up in the loft. That thing's been through quite a bit. I sanded it down, primed it, and I was going to run it, and then the motor ended up being junk, and we did a bunch of work on it, put a new motor in it, fabbed up a bunch of stuff to get it done. All sorts of things where we loved it, and then life happened. It was stored in a dirt floor garage that did it no favors. Then we fixed all the stuff that happened with that. We were back on it when I got back out in California. And then I got drugged back to back here to the right coast and sat under some pine trees. And it was pine needles all on the bottom of the floor, on the ground underneath it. Those things are, oh my God, they're killers. So that's why that roof looks like that. There was actually in the back windows where they go up and down, those tracks there's like a shelf in there that rotted. It's gone. It's completely gone because the pine needles fell down in the crack and sat there. Now, I had it in the shop. You guys saw I was in here for a while. I cleaned all that out of there to try and preserve what I could. And then it went outside about 2 years ago, I guess, when we got the 54 Ford in here. And that was supposed to be a quick turnaround, guys. It wasn't. And it's been sitting out there for a minute. I need to get the car back in here. But part of me is really, really worried about it because that's just what I'm seeing. Like I said, it got a little worse on the floors. And obviously it's my fault. It's my car. But that's what happens. I got a little overwhelmed. I bought some other projects. I did this, I did that. And it's never good. It's never good for your original projects, right? Like that. When I got here, that I brought the shovel head with me, and I said I only rode it once or twice. But it's one of those things, guys. Like I've always had a project and a runner. Like that's kind of like when I first bought that Pontiac. That was the first old car I bought, and it wasn't a runner. I was lied to a little bit about some things, but I still love the car, so I don't care. And then we bought the 53 Caddy. So that was our runner. That thing was awesome. And then the Pontiac was the project. And that Pontiac stayed a project for a while, like as you know. Then like I bought my Le Mans, and that was a runner. Well, ish. And then I made it a runner. And then we bought a 51 Dodge. That was a project. We ended up off on that. I bought the GTO. That was a runner. And that's when I sold the Caddy. So I still had the 53 Pontiac, but I had the GTO. So I always had one to build and one to drive. We sold the GTO. We got the 49 Dodge. That was a runner. And then somewhere along the way, guys, things got a little too hectic. You know, I had the shovel head. I had the 23 Model T. They were both runners, and the Pontiac was the project. Then I got the 65. I sold the 23. Then the 65 was a runner forever. And then I had the Pontiac. See, it's my permanent project, right? For a while, the Pontiac, the Pontiac actually stayed down at Chip's house for a while. I didn't have room for it when I first got here. I had my 65 and the shovel head, and that was like the duo, man. That was cool. The project wasn't here. That's dangerous, because what did I do? I bought all these other projects. I turned the 65 into a project on accident, obviously, but in the meantime, this stuff sat, right? And it's almost started happening again, because now the shovel head, you see now I got to put master cylinder. I'm sure the fuel system's nasty. Wiring was the last problem. We had the fuel system fixed, and then it was wiring, so we got to look at that. But well, then sitting right next to it's the FXR. Awesome runner. The battery died. The battery died. I overthought it and thought it was something with the charging system. Never checked it. Just let it sit there because I've made myself so busy with everything else. As you guys know, working on things that I didn't really care about. The hard body was cool. I dug working on it a little bit, and we saved it, and moved on to its somebody that loves it. Same with the Oldsmobile. Same with the Suburban, the S10. We've done this with a few vehicles, but the whole time, my guys are sitting back there suffering. And it's like, they're looking at me like, Chaz, what are you doing? Now, I think I'm waking up, guys, and I feel terrible because next thing you know, I'm driving new stuff all the time. All my old stuff's sitting here, just dilapidating. And I'm looking at other stuff. What's the next project? What's the next project? And it's like, okay, probably not good. I mean, you guys know I love this guy, and I bought that. Nick gave us a smoking deal. It just came up, man. I wasn't looking for it at all, and but it was a quick project, and it was I'm using the hell out of it, so it's awesome, right? That is okay. Do I need another one? Absolutely not. Do I need like? Not looking, right? But I got to take the time to get, and I think hopefully I'm in that spot now. I've gotten ahead on some things, and we're really starting to move forward on some stuff. The FXR, it's running. That's a step, right? And we'll take care of some other things, as far as getting the damage fixed on it and getting, some of the stuff, some of the upgrades I want to do, some lighting and stuff like that I want to do on it. So we'll take care of that. We got some others coming down the road too. I don't want to give them away, but let me just say, you might have seen some of the videos recently that stuff's been moving around, and we got us some plans. Our biggest plan is to stop neglecting things and don't let things sit, because they don't like it. You're better off getting into something, driving it every single day, or and at least driving it, at least moving it around, at least spinning the motor. The longer they sit, the longer it takes to bring them back. So we caught the FXR before it got out of control. The shovel's going to take some doing, but we got no choice. We got to get after it, and we got to learn from our mistakes. Is probably the big. We talked about that before, and I think we are learning from it. That's why we're going through this stuff, because we've learned, and we just want to get better. Everybody can get a little better, right? So that's what we're working on. If you guys got something sitting out there, go do something with it, man. I've seen too many beautiful cars, some of them owned by my friends, that I've been trying to buy for years. Am I any better of a caretaker of that? Maybe, maybe not. Up until now, I can promise you, we're turning things around. We're doing it. We are. All right, stop. Seriously, if you guys got something sitting out there that you've been waiting to get on because, it's not perfect this or perfect that, it's never going to be perfect. All right? Freiberger says it all the time.
You know what I always say, don't get it right, just get it running.
And then you can get it right. That might be where we fail. We don't get it right afterwards. So that's what we're doing. Hope you guys learned something. Let my tragedy inspire you to get out there and work on your stuff. Thanks for watching, guys.